Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we will do a Premier League prediction video to predict the table for the 2023-2024 season. Haven't done a video for a while, so please do bear in mind. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into today's video for the Premier League predictions. So, I'm predicting the table from 20 to first place. I'll give my thoughts on why I put them there. Okay. In 20th place and in 20th place I am putting Sheffield United. Now, why have I put Sheffield United in 20th place? Well, they've just got promoted back to the Premier League. They've been out the Premier League a few seasons now, I think, but they got back up there. Got through the automatic promotions of the Premier League. And the players they've signed so far have been not great, but to be honest, I don't know. To be honest, but the signings they made, but I just don't think they have enough to retain and stay in the. I think they're going straight up and they're going straight back down. I just think Sheffield United are just going to have a very underwhelming season. I could be wrong, but I just think. No, not for me. I think they're going to finish rock bottom this year, and I just think it's going to be a miserable season for them. So that's my thoughts on Sheffield United. And the next team I think that will go down this year, and it might be a surprise, but it might be overdue as well, is Everton. Yes, I've actually predicted Everton to go down. Everton have been in this relegation battle for years, but they've always found a way to get out. I just think they're right in their luck sometimes. I really do. And that's coming from a Liverpool fan. And there's got to be a point that the luck runs out. And some of the signings they make, Everton should not be in this position at all. They should be fighting for Europe or challenge, and they're moving into a new stadium next year. Imagine they get relegated this season and their first game in their brand new stadium is in the Championship. Like, how has they got into this situation in the first place? I tell you why. The board, the recruitment, everything's the players, everything's wrong with that club. But they keep finding a way to stay up. And normally I predict them to stay up. They stay up. But I'm going to do something. I just think this is the season they go down. I just think that Sean Tate should. I know Sean Tate's a good manager, but he should be managing a club like Everton. Everton should be hiring someone like an exciting manager who could play attacking Brandon football. But no, they have to hire managers like Sean Tate because they've put them down in a hole as a circumstances. And they have to play this type of football just because they have to stay up. Like Dominic Cameroon, come on. The man's more of a fashion model than a bloody striker. Plus, he's injured half the fucking season. Anyways, enough of that. I just think this is the season they will go down. So I'm predicted that Everton will finish 19th. Okay. In 18th place, and I think the team that will just miss out of surviving will be Bournemouth. Yes, I predicted them last season, but they surprised everyone and just finished. It's quite comfortable. I think it was like mid-table or something. It was like 13, 14. But why did they sack Gary O'Neill? Why? You're telling me that I know they've got new owners and they want to build the club and put towards the future, but you don't sack him. You got the best out of those players, and he just, I don't know why, they're just treating them so badly. Anyways, they got this new Spanish rookie who's managed Real Vallecano, and they did pretty well in the league, but just, they made a couple of good signings, but I don't know. I'm divided. I'm not 100% confident they'll go down, but just so it's so competitive the Premier League. You have to make a choice. You're going to get some wrong. So for this reason, I'm just going to predict that Bournemouth will just get relegated because the only one reason. Why did they sack Aaron Neil? That's the only reason why. I put them here, and it's a competitive league as well. So I'm predicting that Bournemouth will finish 18th and just get relegated. Okay. But enough of the fun stuff now. Let's get serious now. Let's get. Okay. Finishing in 17th place and just surviving is Luton Town. Yes, I've actually predicted Luton Town to survive at the skin of their teeth, but I want them to survive. I just think it'd be great for them if they could survive. I'm actually going to predict them to survive. Some of the signings they've made so far, they're okay, but they're not overwhelming or something like that. I think they're just going to survive. It's that kind of flow. I think this is the reason why they're going to stay up. It's going to be their home form. Like, they've got one of the best away ends in the whole country. Like, you go through someone's back garden just to get into the away end. Like, where have you ever experienced that in a football away day? Like, I haven't been there, but I'd love to go someday. Anyways, I think to stay up, and I think the player who scored the goal to keep them is the one, I forget his name, but he's been playing from non-league to the Premier League. This player has been with this journey. He'll get the goal. They'll keep them up in the Premier League, and they'll be all partying and stuff by the end of the season. But I could be horribly wrong. But anyways, I'm predicting that Luton Town will finish 17th. Okay, and in 16th place, and just surviving, is, let me see now, can I get, okay, here we are, is, sorry, excuse me, Fulham. I just got Fulham just, well, not surviving, but, not just surviving, but a couple of places, let's see. Fulham, I got, let's be honest, I've got Fulham badly wrong last season. I predicted to get relegated. And look who they finished. I think they finished. Was it 10th or 9th? I think it was somewhere around there. But, anyways, Mitch was amazing last season. But speculation, we heard the speculation about his future recently. He's not been. He said, "Oh, I'm never going to play for the club again because I want to go to Saudi Arabia." Yeah, that's some attitude I had. Bit greedy, if you're asking me. But he has. I think this Marco Silva man confirmed. I think it was today that he's back training again, so he must have calmed down a wee bit and just copped on a wee bit. Said, it's not realistic. It's not going to happen. But I do see Fulham struggling a wee bit. I don't see them going down. I think teams will this year figure them out how to stop Mitrovic, because they've had a season of him sailing the Premier League, and then now they know how to prevent Shopper scoring other goals. The signings they've made so far, they're saying that Calvin Bassey, I thought that's a good, decent sign for them, and they also say who else? They're trying to sign a couple of. I heard they're trying to sign Hudson-Odoi, I think, from Chelsea. But I do think they'll just survive by a couple of places, and hopefully. Anyways, that's what I think. Anyways, about Fulham. So we've gone from in 15th place. I have predicted that. Let me see. Let's get the color. Okay, that's perfect. 16th place. No, 15th place. I have predicted Wolves. Yes, Wolves to go second. So now I'm a bit iffy about this prediction because they basically lost their defence. They sold Cody, they sold Nathan Collins, and they got rid of Ruben Neves, their club. That transfer really worries me. He's 26 years old, and he's decided, you know what should I do? Should I stay in the Premier League and be a great player and have a great career, or take loads of money, go to Saudi Arabia and just ruin your football career? And guess what he chose to do? He decided to go to Saudi Arabia for the money. Yes, money. Money talks at the end of the day. I do worry for Wolves this season. I really do. I don't know. I'm a bit worried putting them 15s, but I just think they'll just find a way to survive. They signed Matt Doherty again, back to his home stomping grounds, I suppose. And it's not ambitious signing, but he was happy there, so I suppose it makes sense at the end of the day. It's up front away for them. They don't score much goals. They got Meto and they're just also Jimenez as well to Fulham. That was a bit of a weird transfer. To be honest, Jimenez hasn't been the same player since he got that bloody injury against Arsenal a couple of seasons back. You're never the same player after an injury like that. But the lack of goals, I just keep saying, I'll just keep saying, goals. They don't have enough goal scorers in their team, but hope they have a couple of weeks to get this sorted in the transfer market. I'm going to trust them to get those issues they have sorted. But anyways, enough said that. I just think Wolves will just finish 15th, but I'm not very confident about this prediction. Okay. Oh, that's my phone. Nothing there. Okay. Finishing in 14th place is one of the newly promoted. It will be. Let's see now. Let's see what red should. Okay, newly promoted. It's Vince and Company's Burnley. No, I couldn't stand Burnley the last time in the Premier League. I couldn't stand them one bit because of Sean Dyche. The football they were playing, oh my god. Jeez, I'd rather watch Painter and watch Sean Dyche play football. Teams play football. Anyways, I think it was a good thing they went down because it was overdue. And I just think it's just. But anyways, they got promoted first time at Aston, and Vincent Kompany's. I don't mind Vincent Kompany's, but obviously Man City legend. The brand of football they're playing now is much better than the Sean Dyche football they were playing a couple of seasons back. They've made some couple of great signings, especially they signed Trafford from who was amazing at the under-21s Euros. Didn't concede a goal the whole tournament apart. He nearly conceded, but then he saved the penalty to win England. That's a great signing for them. And they signed a couple of some of their announcement videos. I don't know. It must be a joy working for the media team Burnley, some of the announcements are brilliant, especially the one with the Eto'o one. I don't forget. Anyways, enough of that. I think they're going to survive by. They're going to survive comfortably, in my opinion. I like the way the football company's playing at Burnley. I just think that there's some good players. I think they could finish higher than 14, to be honest, or finish lower. But I'm just based on this video, I'm going to predict that Burnley will finish 14th in the Premier League. Okay. Okay. Finishing 13th in the table is Palace. Yes, Palace. Roy Hodgson still in charge of Palace. Like, come on. I know he can bring you still ability and play, keep you safe. He knows what he's doing. But come on, the man is 75. Let him retire. Retire. You should be in a nursing home playing bingo. But he's still a good man at the end of the day, except for Liverpool. Anyways, they've got a decent couple of players. They lost Zaha to Galatasaray. I don't know why. To be honest, he should have stayed at Palace. But no, he just probably wanted more money at the end of the day. At least he didn't go to Saudi Arabia like the majority of. Anyways, I think they'll survive. Why am I saying survive? They won't be in a relegation battle with Roy Hodgson. They should be going for another ambitious man, but no. But Palace think, no, what? We'll stick what we know is best. We'll stick with Roy and see how we know we're going to stay up at Roy anyways. We're not taking any more chances. Anyways, I just think Palace will just survive. Not only on it, survive. Palace will not be in the relegation battle at all, and I just think that Palace will be. Palace will finish comfortably mid-table in the Premier League, and they've got a couple of good players anyway, like Eze and Olise and all a couple of. Anyways, I'm bubbling up my words. Better not say any more about Palace before I regret it. Anyway, I'm saying Palace will finish 13th. Okay, we're nearly halfway. There's 2 more to halfway, and now it's. Okay, finishing in 12th place is Forest. Yes, Nottingham Forest. Jesus, remember last season we were signing like half of Nottingham? Jesus Christ. Anyways, you know what I mean. I think they're going to have much better season. There won't be I don't think they'll be fighting for relegation this season. I think they'll find a bit of stability and stay up comfortably. And some of the signings they made so far, Alanga for United, not a bad signing. They're looking for a goalkeeper. I know that. Don't have a recognised goalkeeper at the moment, do they? Who else has they signed? They made a couple more signings today, but I know they signed Alanga, and they're looking for a goalkeeper. But I do think Steve Cooper's job at Forest could be in jeopardy if they don't start the season as well. He did have go through a bad run last season, but I like the way they stuck with the manager and said, no, we're going to stick by it. We're not going to change it. But I do think if they go on another similar one what they did last season under Zuko, I don't think they're going to back him as much as they did last season. Anyways, but I'm predicting that Forest will finish 12th, finish close to mid-table, and just have another good season in the Premier League, and hopefully they don't sign another half of Forest again. Okay. No offense. No. Okay. In 11th place, I'm predicting is 11th place. I am predicting that West Ham will finish up. I'm a bit worried about West Ham. They haven't made any signings, but they tried to make signings, but throughout no avail. Like they bet 20 million for Harry Maguire. Like you're not going to get Harry Maguire for 20 million. I can tell you that now. It's going to take you at least 35 to 40 million to get him. But they've lost Rice. Yeah, no, it's not the rice you get in the kitchen. No, it's the player rice. I see them. Sure, they're going to use some of that money they got from Rice to rebuild certain positions, and I think it's going to be a tough season for West Ham. I really do, because winning the Conference League last year was great, and Moyes could have lost his job last season at some point, but I think the only reason why he was in a job was still in the job because of the Conference League. Anyways, they backed him and they paid the rewards at the end and they won the Conference League. Anyways, I'm a bit skeptical putting them 11th, but I do think they definitely won't go down. I can guarantee that. I just think that West Ham should survive. I could put them higher, but they're in Europa League, and the Europa League might hinder their league form a wee bit. So I'm saying that West Ham will finish 11th in the Premier League. And okay, in 10th place, and finishing exactly midway are is is Brentford. Yes, good are Brentford. This will be their third season in the Premier League now, and I love watching Brentford. They're kind of I kind of like to be my go-to second team to watch. I know Liverpool is my main team, but I admire Brentford, how they play football and how they recruit and all that stuff. I just think they're a great club. They don't have the big budget, but they've got a good manager, Thomas Frank. He does get the best out of these players, and if he keeps doing what he's doing, surely I know he's probably a legend at Brentford now, but I do think a big club will go to a big club at some point. Like I don't know which big club in the Premier League or even big club in Europe, but I do think he'll leave at some point if he keeps going the way he's going. But 10th place is Brentford. The only thing I worry about Brentford this season is Tony. Tony. Well, what can we say about Tony? He's a great striker. No offense. I think he should have. He's a great striker. And he should be in England. So, but come on, man. You don't bet against your own team and bet on against. That's a no in football. I know 7 months is a bit harsh, but he deserves the punishment in the first place, anyways. They can't have him to January, and you put your club in a very awkward position. Like you might be struggling for goals this season because of your shenanigans off the pitch. But I do think they're good enough to survive even without Tony, and they have him back in January. I do think they need another striker, to maybe he's not good as Tony. I think they need another. Do you know they should be saying? I know it's a mad prediction, but I think they should be getting Weghorst from Brentford. I mean, Brentford, Burnley. I think he'd be a great signing for it, especially the way they play. Like they score loads of goals with set pieces and crosses and stuff. Imagine Weghorst imagine he was getting service like that against in Brentford. Oh, you score about 15, 20 goals a season, no problem with the service he'd be getting with Brentford. Anyways, I do think they'll finish 10th this season, and I just think they're going to have another great season in the Premier League. But if they do finish lower than 10, it's because of Tony's absence. Anyways, in ninth place, and one of my favourite teams to watch this last season is Brighton. Brighton were a joy to watch last season. One of my favourite teams to watch. But they're similar to Brentford in a way. They've got same model and same structure, but the scouts are much better, in my opinion. Some of this recruitment is like Casino for 8 million, and now he's talking about he's going to Chelsea for 100 million. Gee, how did Brighton do this? Matoma, oh my god, they paid chips for him. And look at how good he was last season. Oh my god, some of the players they got from Brighton last season were absolutely amazing. And you got a manager like De Zerbi as boss. It's going to be amazing how they're going to get on. It's like Brentford when Brighton at the start of the season with Potter, they were good, but then he went to Chelsea, and then we all know what happened in Chelsea. Didn't end well, but they were playing good, but they weren't scoring They weren't scoring goals, and everyone thought, "Oh, they need number 9. They need number 9." And also, but then De Zerbi came in. They're scoring goals and fun now, and they're in Europa League thanks to that impressive goal scoring form and season they had last season. And some of the players they've signed some guy from Fiorentina, and they've signed a couple more players as well. But anyways, I do have predicted them ninth. They finished 6th last season, I think, but I do think they'll drop off away because of Europa League action, and it might hinder their league form a bit. But anyways, I think Brighton are comfortably going to finish top 10 in the Premier League. So in top 10, I'm going to finish it that they will finish 9th in the Premier League. Okay, here's a bit of a controversial one, but I'm going to predict it anyways. Finishing in 8th place. I can't believe I'm saying this. I don't know why I've changed this prediction a couple of times, but I just think. Ready? Newcastle. People will be. Yeah, I can hear them now saying, "What are you thinking about Newcastle in 8th place?" I think I predicted 8th place last season, but they finished top 4. Yeah, they did that. Like Newcastle were brilliant last season, better than I expected. They've got Champions League football. They've had that Champions League football for over 20 years. Oh, it's going to be a great feeling for Newcastle next season when a fully packaged in James's Park. But once the music Champions League starts playing, oh my god, they're probably burst into tears of joy and happiness, and it's what they deserve after some of the horrendous years they had under Newcastle. Anyways, why do I think I've finished in 8th place again, even though they finished 4th last season? I just think they have a good team, but I just don't think the squad's big enough. Like, I don't think they've got a big enough squad to cope. but they've got good play. They do have good player, but I think the squad needs to be a little bit bigger. Plus, they're going to be playing Champions League football next season, and there's going to be a lot more games, and fatigue will start to come in and stuff like that. But the side of good Tonali from AC Milan's a great side for them, bolstered their midfield a wee bit, and Harvey Barnes is another really sign. I rate Harvey Barnes. I've loved him watching Premier League. Loved watching him in the Premier League last couple of seasons with Leicester. But anyways, he's too good for the Championship. Anyways, why do I think that? Anyways, Eddie Howe's a great manager, and they're only. I'm predicting they'll slightly go off the scale a wee bit, but I'm probably going to be wrong there. But the Premier League is so competitive these days. I just think they're going to finish it because their squad's not big enough, and fatigue and tiredness might creep into the squad, depending how far they go in the Champions League. So may have upset a few people with that prediction. In 7th place, I'm going to predict them. I'm going to stick with this prediction. In 7th place, I predicted Tottenham. Yes, I have predicted Tottenham Hotspur to finish 7th place. They've got a new manager and Postecoglou. That's how you say it. Did good with Celtic for a couple of seasons, especially the players he got from the Asian back in the Japanese League. Brought the players to the Scottish League and look at the players try when he was at Celtic. But anyways, this is going to be a totally harder challenge. You're at Tottenham. I must feel for Tottenham fans. I really do, because they just don't. They haven't won a trophy since 2008. That's unacceptable, Tottenham. It just is. And Danny Levy's the owner. I'd rather not say, but he is a bit of a. He's not a good owner, I'll tell you that now. I feel he's putting the club backwards and backwards and backwards and backwards and backwards. And then there's more jumping up to put like Harry Kane's future. I'm sick and tired hearing Harry Kane's future on the Sky Sports and Twitter every day. Will he stay? Will he go? They need to sort it now. If they let this drag on and he's still there at the start of the season, poor Ange Postecoglou could be asking question after question after question about, what do you think of Harry Kane, this and that. I'm just, in my opinion, they've got to move. They have to move on with Harry Kane. I think they have to take the money and go and just build and just use the money for Harry Kane and just build in certain areas around the squad. I think you need to move. I think Harry Kane needs to move on, and Tottenham need to move on about Harry Kane, because he's just holding the club back big time. Anyways, I have predicted them to finish 7 and get some point. It's not the third tier Conference League football. It's not the most exciting football in the world, but it will get them some point. European football. I hope Ange Postecoglou does well. You have to give him at least 2 seasons at Tottenham. You have to be patient with him. If things don't go well in the start, don't sack him straight away. You have to be patient. You have to give him the time. And the signings they've made so far are the signed Madison. I thought good signing for them. They've lacked creativity for years at Tottenham. There's also signed that's Solomon from Fulham. He was a good re-signing. He was a good player for them. He had a bit of a goal scoring streak there at some point last season. And they're definitely going to make another couple more signs anyway. Sign it before the window shuts. Anyways, I am predicting that Tottenham Hotspur will finish 7th in the Premier League this season. Am I confident? Probably not, but I'm going to have to predict that somewhere anyways, now we're at the top 6. Yes, yes. We're predicting the top 6 now. Okay, in 6th place, if I can find them now, in 6th place this season, finishing 6th place will be who's going to finish 6th? Chelsea! Yes, I predict Chelsea will finish top 6 this season. Chelsea. What happened to Chelsea last season? Spending how could you spend 600 million and get worse? And when Payne Potter gets sacked, who did they decide to bring in to the end of the season? Frank fucking Lampard. He has got to be the worst manager I've ever seen in my life. He hasn't a clue what he's doing. He was a great player, so I'm not going to take that away from him. He was a great player, but man, genius, like, oh my god, I could probably be a better manager than Frank Lampard, and I don't even manage a football team. Anyways, they got Pochettino in now. I think that's a good appointment. They cannot be as bad as last season. Surely you've got to expect Chelsea to get better. And I predicted they'll get Europa League football at least this season. Some of the signings they've made so far, they're trying to get Caicedo, but they just don't want to pay the money to try to compromise and stuff like just paying the full price if you really want that badly. They've got a couple of good. They've signed a couple of, but most of them are out in loan, I think. And then, but there's a lot that Chelsea squad need a rebuild. Too many players in that squad, but they're doing a good job getting rid of all these players and getting. I think they've got over 300 million just by selling a lot of players. Anyways, I do expect Chelsea will have a good. I do think Chelsea will have a better season than last season. They might get top 4. You never know if he starts off well. If he gets top 4, he gets manager of the season, hands down. If they get top 4, he gets manager of the season. Anyways, I don't feel they'll get in top 4, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'm predicting 6. I do think they'll get top 6 at least this season, Chelsea. So I'm predicting that Chelsea will finish 6th place. In 5th place, now I always had to have a controversial, a bold prediction, but I predicted this team. I don't know why I predicted. I've decided I had this team 4th, but I decided in the last minute, no, I'm not brave enough. But I was seriously considering putting this team 4th. And some of the signings they made this season and the manager they have, I would not be one bit surprised if they finish top 4 this season. It's Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa are winning the transfer window at the moment. Some of the signings they've made. Oh, Tielemans on a free. Yes, he wasn't. Good sign for them. Pau Torres. Great signing for them. And Diaby. Oh, Diaby's such a great player. He's going to really do well under him. The reason why I put them 5th, there's only one reason only. It's Unai Emery. He's got to be one of. He's definitely the top 5 best football managers in the world at the moment. Like, he gets the best out of the players. He gets the best out of them, and he just amazing. I don't know. That's all I can say about him. I just think they're going to have a great season. challenge for top four, in my opinion. If I was him, I say, you know what, we're good enough to finish with challenge for top four. We'll give it a go. But I just think they'll miss out. But I do think they're winning the Conference League. They're going to win a trophy this season. They're going to win the Conference League. It's exciting times for Villa, and I just think they're going to get better and better and better the longer Emery's in charge of Villa. Anyways, I'm predicting that Aston Villa will just miss top four by the skin of their teeth. Okay, so now we get to the exciting bit now, the top four. In fourth place is will be Manchester United. Well, what could we say about Manchester United? They need new owners badly, don't they? This is coming from Liverpool. I hope they suffered. They suffer anyways, but the Glazers is over. The Glazers have overdue. Like, I'm surprised there's still money at that bloody club. The amount of money they've been taking out year after year after year, year after year. They're going to have no money at some point. The longer they stay in charge, it's going to get worse and worse. But I do pick their finish top four. They've got Ten Hag. Ten Hag is a good manager. He did well in his first season at United. Got them top four and won them a cup, especially. That the first time they won a cup in, I think it was like 5 years or something like that. Anyways, some of the signings they made so far, Mason Mount. It could work. It could work. It could be a brilliant signing, or it could be a bad signing. But I don't rate Mason Mount. I just think he's overrated. He's how the best describe Mason Mount? Oh yeah, Frank Lampard and Gareth Southgate's long lost child. Yeah, that's the best way to describe Mason Mount. Anyway, nothing know about Mason Mount, but they made a couple of good. Onana from Inter Milan, they bad the new goalkeeper, like De Gea, and he's gone now. But some of the mistakes he was making last season, the one against West Ham, oh my God, Jesus, butterfingers, you call it, at me at the best. But they're going to get top four. They're going to get, but they're going to have a great. They're going to. I don't want to have a great season, but they're going to get top four. They're going to get better. I know United will get better, but it'll be another couple more seasons yet before they challenge for the title. Like, they're not ready for the title yet, but they are getting better. But anyways, I just think Manchester United are just good. They're going to get top four comfortably, and I just think that. What am I on about comfortably? I just predict now Villa will nearly get there. What am I on about? Anyways, I just think Villa. What am I on about? Manchester United will get top four and have another good season along as they progress before they can actually challenge for the league. Okay, in third place, this team overachieved last season, in my opinion. Their chance of winning the league last season. If it wasn't for this particular player, I think they could have won. I think they would have won the league. Arsenal with Saliba. Arsenal last season were bro. I thought they were very good last season. Obviously, the second half of the season didn't go as planned as the first half. Some of the results, like 2-2 against Liverpool. Once they got, it was that game. That game, they started to crumble under the pressure, and then, especially when they lost Saliba, I think that's one of the reasons why they lost the league, because they lost Saliba, one of the best centre backs in the league. Actually has the same birthday as me. Anyways, but Arsenal are going to get better, but I think their chance of winning the league was last season, and I don't think they'll win it this season either. I just think that they're going to get better, and they've got Champions League football for the first time in God knows how long. Anyways, some of the signings they made, they've got Rice, and it's not the packet rice you get in the shop. They've got Kai Havertz, which was a bit of a weird signing, but it could work, it could not. They've got Timber from Ajax, very versatile. I think he can play in midfield, left back, right back, and obviously centre back. And they've also signed. They signed another couple of players, anyways. And I heard they're looking into David Ray from Brentford today, anyways. But they're only going to get better. Arsenal, but their chance of winning the league last season. Anyway, enough about last season. I just think Arsenal will come to get top four, and hopefully they can grow on last season's performance. Now, in second place is Liverpool. My team. I don't know what happened to Liverpool last season, but it was not a good season to our standards. Like, we finished fifth last season. I think one of the reasons why we did so bad last season was that midfield. Oh my god, that midfield. Oh jeez. Like, no offense, but midfield's way too old. Anyways, some of them are gone, like Henderson and Milner, and Fabinho's just about to go, and like Oxlade, but I don't know why he should have left ages ago, and they lost Firmino as well, and they on a free, and they've lost loads of other players in Liverpool, but they're saying good signings like McAllister, great signing, Szoboszlai, great signing, and they're going to get more signings before the end of it. We have to build that. We have to rebuild that midfield. It's way too old and not good enough, and we do need a couple more defenders, because I just think our defence is a bit iffy sometimes, and I don't think it's good enough to win the league. But I am expecting Liverpool to have a better season this season. I do think they'll finish second in the league, and I just think that, well, at least one of the benefits I see from Liverpool being in the Europa League, I don't know why I'm saying this, but we can actually rest a couple of players in some of the Europa League nights. Like, we don't have to play. Like, we've got a good enough squad to rest a couple of players in Europe. We still have a good enough squad to play our second team and still get to the knockout stage. It's when we get to the further knockout stage, further in the competition, we'll start using our bigger players. But anyways, I think that Liverpool will have a better season, and they're going to finish second place in the league. And no surprise, he's finishing first again. And Manchester City. Yeah, Man City are winning the league. It's like, how do you compete with Man City? Like, come on, how do you compete with them? They've got at least two players each position in the league. They've got the best manager in the world. They've got the best number 9 in the world. They've got the best 10 in the world. They've got the best 6. Oh my god. It's like they've got a significant unfair advantage to everyone in the Premier League. And the scary thing is about Man City, you don't know when it's going to end. Like, okay, the only time they might drop off when Pep does leave eventually, which will happen one day. Anyways, but enough said about it. You know why I'm putting Man City in number 1 anyways. They've got the best squad in the league. They've got best players in the world. They've got players from each. They've got at least 2 players for each position in the world. And when you got Haaland as a striker, oh my god, He was a bloody monster robot last season. Oh my god. He's only going to get better, in my opinion. He's going to score even more. I say he's going to score even more goals than he scored last season. Yeah, I'm saying that. They're probably going to travel again. Man City will dominate the world, and it'll just be an unpleasant season. Oh, so sad. We're going to turn into a farmer's league the next couple of seasons. It's not fair. It's just not fair. But anyways, Man City, you just can't beat with Man City at the moment. That's the honest truth. You just can't. But hopefully, when the investigation of the Premier League, they get stripped of every trophy that he cheated on financial fair play rubbers. I know. We all know that Man City have done something dodgy behind the scenes for years, but we all know what's going to happen. They're going to get away with it. Do you know why? Because they've got the best lawyers in the world, and they'll just pay, right? They'll just pay their way out of it and expect to happen. Just unfair. So, anyways, Man City are going to win the league, and there'll be no title race. That's the end. Anyway, this video's gone long enough. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you do like what you see in this channel, please like, share, and subscribe, and hopefully we see you for another video very soon. For now, it's goodbye from me, goodbye from you, and hopefully see you for another video. For now, bye.